Hello guys, and welcome to Graphology series where I'm analyzing my subscribers and followers' handwriting. Every user is being kept completely anonymous, so if you like to send me your handwritings, I'll analyze them for free. Email in the description below. Hi, I'm Alex and let's get right into it. If you look at the first sentence, that person said they have absolutely no idea what to write, and I just want to clarify that it doesn't matter what you write about, guys, because we are not looking at whether your handwriting makes sense, we're looking at the traits hidden in your handwriting. So just as a quick recommendation, the best handwriting to analyze is the one from personal journals, because this is actually the place where you're pouring your emotions out and you are being the truest version of yourself. Now that we covered that, let's see what we have here. The handwriting overall is kind of illegible, which signifies a messy mind and the fact that there's lots of going on inside this person's mind. The size of this handwriting is somewhere between average and large, which points at this person being confident. Straight baseline means they are keeping good energy levels throughout the day and their temper as well. There is an upward inclination and there is a slant to the right. So they both tell us that this person is very optimistic, very enthusiastic. They are future oriented. They are emotionally forward. The pressure in this handwriting is fairly average. However, there is some heavier pressure here and there, but I'm just thinking that this person wanted to cover the mistakes. So average pressure tells us about someone who's well balanced, whereas heavy pressure would signify someone who's very determined, very strong-minded. Let's see where the analysis of this handwriting will take us and what we can say. Now let's look at the spacing between letters, words, and lines. Spacing in general tells us how we feel around other people. Spacing between letters shows intimacy in personal relationships. So the spacing between letters is relatively small, which means that this person is keeping close people close to themselves. There might be also some form of attachment in terms of negative way. However, let's see what other traits tell us. Spacing between words, which points at relationship with people in general, in terms of social life, is fairly average, which means this person is keeping other people with a healthy dose of distance. Spacing between lines signifies need for intimacy. So here we have an average need for intimacy. This person is not emotionally greedy. The letters are fairly narrow, which means this person might be meticulous and practical. Now let's talk about correcting this mistake. So you can see that in many places that person really wanted to express themselves in the right way. They wanted to be understood and not misinterpreted by any chance. There is a good balance between upper, middle, and lower zone, which points at this person being well balanced. Now let's get to the letter specifics. Okay, so lowercase letters, think anything connected with food, money, sex. The G letter in particular tells us about the libido of a person. The fact that these loops at the bottom are closed and they're pretty average size, it means that this person has a normal libido. However, if you see in some places, they actually keep the loops open, which points at elements of possessive attitude. It's also a subconscious desire for recognition and might also be a privation during childhood. When we look at the other lowercase letters, Y's, open loops at the bottom, tell us about some physical frustration. Now, this frustration might be either in relationships, in terms of exercise, in terms of sexual life. Basically, there's definitely some confusion about something. Now, the A's and O's, these are basically communication letters. They are pretty much inconsistent in this handwriting. Many of them are very narrow, which signifies some discomfort, some limitations. So we had already privation during childhood, maybe it connects somehow, or maybe it connects to some discomfort in terms of sexual sphere. Whenever you write A's like this, it signifies that you want to distinguish yourself somehow, to show up as an original person. We also have very, very narrow, very squeezed letter E's, which signifies that this person might have some kind of blockage in their minds. It means that they don't know how to express their emotions. So let's look at the capital letters we have here. You can definitely see that they are not that much typographic. We have some loops, we have some embellishments going on here. So again, we have a little bit of chaos happening in the person's head. When we look at the letter A, we can give it a few interpretations. The letter A can be interpreted in terms of career. Because we have a letter A slanted, the first stem signifies you and the career, and the second stem the customer. So we can see that this person wants to go forward in their career, whether the customer stays stationary. That might be a little hint in terms of career choice. Another interpretation this letter can give us is in terms of, again, communication, so understanding each other in personal relationships. Again, the first stem signifies you, and the second stem whatever person you're talking to. And as you can see, the connection level is interacted. So it seems like you're trying to explain something, but you can't relate to the emotion. That's why you might be misunderstood. It also points at argumentative mindset, at questioning things. So in this handwriting, we have a lot of things connected with questioning, with emotions, with not understanding. We also have the letter H, and this letter H has so-called a risky stroke, which means this person is putting first the two stems and then the crossbar in between. And because it leaves this little bit outside, it means that there is some conflict of emotions. It means that the emotions are risky when you're trying to connect with something. When we look at the personal pronoun I, which is very important in interpretation, it shows us how the writer views themselves. It's like a personal image they have of themselves. So this personal pronoun I is fairly big, which means that person has a healthy ego. Here we have it straight, here we have it very much slanted towards the right, which means that this person is very emotionally forward. It seems like they're trying to understand. They really lack this sense of understanding. However, they somehow cannot get it. And there is a lot of independence in this person, since they're not putting any stems on top and at the bottom of the pronoun I, which signifies father and mother. Maybe doesn't have that good relationship with their parents. We had some privation during childhood before. Maybe this person is just feeling very independent and they want to do things on their own. That can also signify that. Anyway, the D's are not really having any loop, which means this person is not afraid of criticism. And the last thing we're going to look at are the T letters. They tell us about our ambitions and how we approach them. So the T letters are fairly big, however not everywhere, which means this person has average to high ambitions, and how they approach them is shown by the T bar, which is being put relatively low in this scenario, which means this person is not doing too much to achieve their ambitions. It might be because of the fact that they're not understanding what's going on. So as a quick summary, I would assume that this person is rather young, since they don't seem to understand many things and they are really craving this understanding, craving this knowledge. There is some independence going on here. There is some confidence, which is good because it seems like they're not getting overwhelmed by all of these questions they have. They have a good connection with people. They know who to treat with distance and who to keep close. We also have some frustration in terms of physical, sexual sphere. That frustration might be a result of not understanding things, so they kind of just need to steam out. If I'm right about these traits that are showing in this handwriting, I would definitely tell this person not to give up on their question and to search for people who can kind of help them to understand whatever reason of their questioning, probably emotions more, and probably start doing some exercise just to be able to steam out, but not giving up on their confidence and believing in themselves. So yes, guys, there we have it. That was the handwriting of today. Let me know in the comments how you liked the video and if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.